Bottom line, I simply want to make ever better car, no matter what kind of the powertrain they have.
Toyota is about to destroy the EV industry with its new engine. Forget batteries and charging stations. This engine could ruin everything we thought we knew about the future of cars. Toyota has thrown a wrench in the works, a powerful, efficient, and shockingly clean engine that could make EVs look like yesterday's news. So what exactly is this engine, and how does it work? Why does Toyota believe this is better than going fully electric? And what will it mean for the future of EVs, car manufacturers, and you? What's happening? Toyota has unveiled a brand new engine that promises to be cleaner, more efficient, and far more sustainable than anything currently on the market. Unlike traditional internal combustion engines, this one uses advanced combustion technology to reduce emissions dramatically while maintaining incredible power and fuel efficiency. What's the secret? It lies in the engine's revolutionary design, which combines cutting-edge materials, ultra-efficient combustion cycles, and innovative emission control systems. Early tests suggest that it could outperform not just conventional engines, but even many hybrid systems currently available. Toyota isn't just talking about saving the planet, it's showing how their new engine could do it better than electric cars. This engine doesn't need massive battery packs made from scarce minerals. It doesn't rely on a charging grid that still pulls a significant amount of energy from fossil fuels. And it could cost significantly less to produce, making it accessible to millions of drivers worldwide. How did we get here? Toyota's bold move didn't come out of nowhere. The company has been quietly investing in alternatives to full electrification for years, even as competitors pushed EVs to the forefront. This approach has often drawn criticism, with some accusing Toyota of being slow to embrace the future. But now, it's clear that Toyota was playing the long game. By focusing on improving combustion technology and exploring other avenues like hydrogen fuel cells, the company has positioned itself as a unique player in the automotive market. In the broader context, Toyota's decision also reflects a growing awareness that the EV industry might not be the silver bullet it's often portrayed as. From supply chain constraints to geopolitical tensions over battery materials, the challenges facing EVs are becoming harder to ignore. With its new engine, Toyota is effectively saying there's another way. It's not about abandoning electrification, it's about finding the right balance between innovation, sustainability, and practicality. What is Toyota's vision? Toyota is not just looking at the next 5 years, it's planning for the next 50. While many automakers have rushed to go all in on EVs, Toyota has consistently resisted the one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, the company has championed a balanced strategy that includes hybrids, hydrogen fuel cells, and now this groundbreaking engine. The company's vision is simple: to offer a range of solutions that cater to diverse markets and needs. In regions where charging infrastructure is sparse or unreliable, this new engine could be a game changer. For drivers who value performance and convenience, it offers an experience that rivals the best EVs without the hassle of long charging times. Toyota's CEO has even hinted that this engine is just the beginning. The technology behind it could pave the way for an entirely new category of vehicles that combine the best aspects of traditional cars, hybrids, and EVs. The hidden cost of electric vehicles. Electric vehicles have been celebrated as the ultimate solution to the transportation industry's environmental problems. On the surface, they appear clean, quiet, and efficient. However, when you dig a little deeper, the reality is far more complex. Electric vehicles come with significant hidden costs that many people do not fully understand, and these costs are not just financial. They extend to the environment, the economy, and even global politics. One of the biggest challenges lies in the batteries that power electric vehicles. These batteries require rare and valuable materials such as lithium, cobalt, and nickel. To extract these materials, mining operations must dig deep into the earth, often in ecologically sensitive areas. The environmental consequences of this mining are staggering. Entire ecosystems can be destroyed, groundwater supplies contaminated, and vast amounts of energy expended, all before the battery even reaches the car. But the environmental cost does not stop there. Many of these mining operations are located in countries with lax labor laws or poor regulatory oversight. Reports of child labor and unsafe working conditions in cobalt mines, for example, have raised serious ethical concerns. When you buy an electric vehicle, you might be reducing your carbon footprint on the road, but the journey that battery took to get to you leaves a much larger footprint than most consumers realize. Another challenge comes from the manufacturing process itself. Building an electric vehicle vehicle requires more energy up front than building a traditional internal combustion engine vehicle. This is largely due to the energy-intensive process of battery production. In some cases, the emissions generated during the production of an electric vehicle can outweigh the emissions saved during the first several years of driving it. The EV dominance. In just over a decade, brands like Tesla and Rivian have gone from niche players to market leaders, while legacy automakers scramble to electrify their lineups. Governments around the world are mandating EV adoption, offering subsidies, and even setting deadlines to ban internal combustion engines. But the EV industry isn't without its challenges. Behind the glossy marketing campaigns and sleek designs lies a complex web of issues that are often overlooked. Batteries, for example, are a significant problem. The lithium-ion batteries that power EVs require mining for materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, practices that can have devastating environmental and social impacts. Then there is the issue of charging infrastructure. While EVs are celebrated as clean, their widespread adoption requires a massive overhaul of energy grids, which are still largely dependent on non-renewable sources in many countries. The result? EVs may not be as green as they seem when you consider their entire life cycle. Toyota's new engine addresses these pain points directly. It sidesteps the reliance on battery materials, reduces dependency on charging infrastructure, and delivers impressive efficiency without the drawbacks of traditional internal combustion engines. Range anxiety. When most people think about electric vehicles, they picture freedom from gas stations and lower fuel costs. But the reality is often far more frustrating, especially for those who live outside of major urban centers. Charging an electric vehicle is not as simple or as quick as filling a gas tank. The first major issue is range anxiety, the fear that your car will run out of battery before you reach your destination. While many electric vehicles advertise ranges of 200 miles or more, real-world conditions often reduce these figures. Cold weather, the use of air conditioning or heating, and aggressive driving can all drain the battery much faster than expected. Even if you plan your trips carefully, finding a charging station can be a challenge. Unlike traditional gas stations, which are ubiquitous in most parts of the world, electric vehicle charging stations are far less common. For many drivers, especially those in rural or underserved areas, this makes electric vehicles impractical. Then there is the issue of charging time. Filling up a gas tank takes only a few minutes, but charging an electric vehicle can take anywhere from 30 minutes to several hours, depending on the type of charger and the size of the battery. While rapid chargers can reduce this time significantly, they are still relatively rare and often cost more to use. The high cost of electric vehicles. Electric vehicles have always been more expensive than their internal combustion engine counterparts. While the cost of batteries has come down in recent years, electric vehicles are still out of reach for many consumers. Even with government incentives and subsidies, the average cost of a new electric vehicle can exceed $50,000. For families on tight budgets, this is a major barrier. Many people want to do their part for the environment, but simply cannot afford the upfront cost of an electric vehicle. And while advocates often point to lower maintenance and fuel costs as a way to offset the higher price, these savings can take years to materialize, if they ever do. In addition to the high purchase price, electric vehicles also come with hidden costs that many buyers do not anticipate. For example, installing a home charging station can cost several $1,000s, depending on the electrical setup of your home. And if you live in an apartment or a rented property, charging an electric vehicle at home might not even be an option. Insurance costs are another factor to consider. Electric vehicles often cost more to repair than traditional vehicles, especially if the battery is damaged. This means higher premiums for many electric vehicle owners, further eroding the financial benefits of going electric. A global supply chain crisis. The rise of electric vehicles has created a surge in demand for critical minerals like lithium and cobalt. This has led to a global race to secure these resources, with countries and corporations competing for control of mining operations and supply chains. But this race has also exposed vulnerabilities in the global supply chain. Many of the world's largest deposits of these minerals are concentrated in a small number of countries, some of which are politically unstable. This creates a significant risk for automakers who rely on these materials to build their vehicles. In addition, the supply chain for electric vehicle batteries is long and complex. Raw materials are often mined in one country, refined in another, and then shipped to yet another country for battery production. This process not only adds to the environmental footprint of electric vehicles, but also creates potential bottlenecks that can disrupt production. These challenges became painfully clear during the recent global chip shortage, which brought automotive production to a halt in many parts of the world. If a similar disruption were to occur in the supply chain for battery materials, it could have devastating consequences for the electric vehicle industry. The reality of infrastructure. Building a comprehensive charging network is one of the biggest hurdles to widespread electric vehicle adoption. While some countries such as Norway and the Netherlands have made significant progress in this area, others are lagging far behind. In many parts of the world, charging infrastructure is simply inadequate. Public charging stations are often located in inconvenient or poorly maintained locations, making them difficult to access. And even when stations are available, they can vary widely in terms of charging speed, cost, and reliability. For those who rely on public charging, these inconsistencies can be a major source of frustration. Long wait times, broken chargers, and unexpected fees are all common complaints among electric vehicle owners. Then there is the issue of energy demand. As more people switch to electric vehicles, the strain on the electrical grid will increase. In regions where the grid is already under pressure, this could lead to blackouts or the need for costly infrastructure upgrades. Electric vehicles and the environment. The promise of electric vehicles is a cleaner, greener future, but the reality is that they are only as green as the energy that powers them. In countries where electricity comes primarily from coal or natural gas, the environmental benefits of electric vehicles are significantly reduced. In fact, studies have shown that in some regions, driving an electric vehicle can produce more greenhouse gas emissions than driving a highly efficient gasoline-powered car. This is because the emissions from generating electricity and producing batteries can outweigh the savings from reduced tailpipe emissions. This does not mean that electric vehicles are not an important step toward reducing emissions, but it does highlight the need for a more holistic approach to sustainable transportation, one that includes renewable energy, efficient public transit, and alternative technologies like Toyota's new engine. Why Toyota's engine challenges the electric vehicle movement. Toyota's new engine is more than just an innovation. It is a response to the limitations of the electric vehicle movement. By focusing on a cleaner, more efficient internal combustion engine, Toyota is offering a solution that avoids many of the pitfalls of electric vehicles. Unlike electric vehicles, Toyota's engine does not rely on rare earth metals or a global supply chain. It does not require extensive charging infrastructure or pose the same environmental challenges. And perhaps most importantly, it offers a practical, affordable option for drivers in regions where electric vehicles are not yet viable. This engine represents a different vision for the future of transportation, one that acknowledges the complexities of the modern world and seeks to find a balance between innovation and practicality. While electric vehicles will undoubtedly play a crucial role in reducing emissions, they are not the only solution. Toyota's engine reminds us that there is more than one way to create a cleaner, greener future. The technology behind Toyota's new engine. Toyota's new engine represents a leap forward in automotive engineering, blending cutting-edge technology with practical innovation. Unlike traditional internal combustion engines, which rely on outdated designs and inefficient combustion cycles, this engine is built on a foundation of precision engineering and advanced materials. It is designed to optimize every aspect of the combustion process, reducing waste and maximizing power output. The key lies in its revolutionary combustion cycle. Toyota has developed a system that significantly reduces energy loss during combustion, allowing the engine to achieve efficiency levels previously thought impossible for internal combustion technology. Advanced thermal management systems ensure that heat energy is captured and reused, further boosting performance and minimizing emissions. What makes this engine stand out even more is its adaptability. It can be configured to run on multiple types of fuels, including synthetic fuels and biofuels, which are far less harmful to the environment than traditional gasoline. This flexibility means that Toyota's engine could help transition the world away from fossil fuels without requiring the massive infrastructure changes needed for widespread electric vehicle adoption. Additionally, Toyota's engineers have incorporated lightweight, high-strength materials to reduce the engine's overall weight. This not only improves fuel efficiency, but also allows the engine to deliver impressive performance while maintaining a smaller carbon footprint. In a world where sustainability and practicality must go hand in hand, Toyota's new engine strikes a remarkable balance. How competitors are reacting. Toyota's announcement has undoubtedly sent shockwaves through the automotive industry. For years, electric vehicle manufacturers like Tesla and Rivian have operated with minimal competition from traditional automakers. While some legacy brands have attempted to enter the electric vehicle market, none have managed to challenge the dominance of these early adopters. With the unveiling of its new engine, Toyota has signaled that it is not willing to concede the future of transportation to battery-powered vehicles alone. This move challenges the industry narrative that electrification is the only path forward, forcing competitors to rethink their strategies. Companies like Tesla, which have built their entire business models around electric vehicles, may face significant pressure to innovate further. If Toyota's engine proves to be as revolutionary as it claims, it could force these companies to address some of the lingering issues with battery technology, such as limited range, long charging times, and environmental concerns. Traditional automakers like Ford and General Motors might also be forced to reconsider their strategies. Many of these companies have invested billions of dollars in electric vehicle development, betting heavily on the belief that electrification is inevitable. Toyota's engine introduces a compelling alternative, potentially dividing consumer interest and investment dollars. The broader implications are even more profound. Governments and regulators, many of whom have been pushing for aggressive electric vehicle adoption, might need to reevaluate their policies in light of Toyota's innovation. If this engine can deliver on its promises, it could open the door for new approaches to reducing emissions and achieving sustainability goals. What this means for consumers. For the average driver, Toyota's new engine represents an exciting alternative to the growing dominance of electric vehicles. While electric vehicles offer significant advantages in terms of emissions and fuel savings, they also come with a unique set of challenges that are not always practical for every consumer. One of the biggest advantages of Toyota's engine is its affordability. Electric vehicles, with their complex battery systems, are often priced beyond the reach of many families. Even with subsidies, the upfront cost of an electric vehicle can be daunting. Toyota's engine, on the other hand, could offer a cost-effective solution that delivers comparable efficiency and environmental benefits without breaking the bank. Another key advantage is convenience. Unlike electric vehicles, which require dedicated charging infrastructure, Toyota's engine is designed to work seamlessly within the existing fueling network. This means no waiting for chargers to become available or worrying about whether you have enough battery power to reach your destination. And for drivers in rural or underserved areas, this is particularly important. Electric vehicle adoption has been slow in these regions due to the lack of charging stations and reliable grid infrastructure. Toyota's engine offers a practical solution for these drivers, allowing them to enjoy the benefits of a cleaner, more efficient vehicle without sacrificing convenience or reliability. Perhaps most importantly, Toyota's engine gives consumers more options. In a world where the push for electrification sometimes feels like a one-size-fits-all solution, this innovation reminds us that diversity in technology is key to meeting the needs of different drivers and regions. The global ripple effect. The impact of Toyota's new engine extends far beyond the automotive industry. If successful, this technology could disrupt global supply chains, alter energy markets, and reshape the way governments approach transportation policy. One of the most immediate effects could be on the demand for critical minerals like lithium and cobalt. As electric vehicle production ramps up, these materials have become some of the most sought-after resources on the planet. This has led to environmental degradation, geopolitical tensions, and supply chain vulnerabilities. Toyota's engine bypasses many of these issues by relying on more sustainable and readily available materials. If widely adopted, it could reduce the pressure on mining operations and create a more balanced approach to resource consumption. This would not only benefit the environment, but also stabilize supply chains and reduce costs for automakers. The energy market could also see significant changes. While electric vehicles rely heavily on electricity generated by fossil fuels, Toyota's engine offers a cleaner alternative that does not strain the grid. This could reduce the need for costly infrastructure upgrades and make sustainable transportation more accessible to developing countries. For governments, the introduction of this engine could prompt a reevaluation of current policies. Many countries have set ambitious goals for electric vehicle adoption, often accompanied by strict regulations and generous subsidies. Toyota's engine presents a compelling case for a more flexible approach, one that includes a mix of technologies tailored to the unique needs of different regions. The ripple effects could also extend to other industries. As more companies adopt Toyota's technology, it could inspire innovation in areas like manufacturing, energy storage, and synthetic fuels. This cross-industry collaboration could accelerate the transition to a more sustainable economy, a game changer for the automotive industry. Toyota's new engine is not just a challenge to electric vehicles, it is a challenge to the entire automotive industry. For decades, the focus has been on incremental improvements to existing technologies. Electric vehicles represented a bold departure from this approach, but they also introduced new complexities and trade-offs. With this engine, Toyota is proving that innovation does not have to come at the expense of practicality. By reimagining the internal combustion engine, the company has created a solution that combines the best aspects of traditional vehicles and electric technology. The potential applications are vast. This engine could power a new generation of hybrids that achieve unparalleled efficiency and performance. It could also serve as the foundation for entirely new vehicle categories, blending the convenience of internal combustion with the sustainability of alternative fuels. For the automotive industry, the message is clear. The race to electrify is not the only way forward. Toyota's engine reminds us that true innovation requires thinking beyond the trends and finding solutions that address the needs of all drivers, not just the early adopters. The future of automotive technology. Toyota's new engine marks the beginning of a new chapter in automotive innovation, one that challenges the prevailing notion that electric vehicles are the sole solution to a sustainable future. This engine is not just a technological breakthrough, it is a vision of what the future of transportation could look like when multiple technologies coexist to meet diverse needs. Electric vehicles have captured much of the public imagination in recent years, but their limitations are becoming increasingly clear. Toyota's new engine addresses these shortcomings head-on, offering a cleaner, more efficient alternative that can be integrated seamlessly into existing infrastructure. This approach emphasizes balance, recognizing that no single solution can meet the needs of every driver, region, or economy. What makes Toyota's strategy so compelling is its adaptability. While other automakers are pouring resources into electrification, Toyota is exploring multiple pathways, including hybrid systems, hydrogen fuel cells, and now this innovative engine. By keeping its options open, Toyota is positioning itself as a leader in the next phase of automotive evolution, one where flexibility and practicality are just as important as innovation. As this technology matures, it could pave the way for even more advanced systems. Imagine a world where vehicles are powered by engines that run on renewable fuels, emit almost no pollution, and require minimal energy to produce. This vision might sound ambitious, but Toyota's new engine is a significant step in that direction. Challenges ahead for Toyota. While the potential of this engine is undeniable, Toyota faces significant challenges in bringing it to market. The automotive industry is in the midst of a seismic shift, with governments, investors, and consumers increasingly focused on electrification. Convincing these stakeholders to embrace a new kind of internal combustion engine will not be easy. One of the biggest hurdles is regulatory pressure. Many governments have already set deadlines to phase out internal combustion engines entirely, with some countries aiming for bans as early as 2030. These policies are designed to accelerate the adoption of electric vehicles, but they leave little room for alternative technologies like Toyota's engine. Toyota will need to demonstrate that its engine can meet or exceed the stringent emission standards being introduced around the world. This will require extensive testing, certification, and collaboration with regulators, a process that could be both time-consuming and expensive. Another challenge is consumer perception. After years of being told that electric vehicles are the future, many drivers might be hesitant to consider an alternative. Toyota will need to launch a robust marketing campaign to educate consumers about the benefits of this engine and dispel misconceptions about internal combustion technology. Competition is also a factor. While Toyota's engine is groundbreaking, other automakers are not standing still. Companies like Tesla, General Motors, and Volkswagen are investing heavily in next-generation battery technologies, which could close the gap in areas like range, cost, and charging speed. Toyota will need to move quickly to establish its engine as a viable alternative before these advancements hit the market. But what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comment below.